Hi, my name is Diego Lopez and I'm gonna present the Christmas Ornament Value Global Chain Analysis. Answering the first question, I would like to say that most of the ornaments that are consumed all around the world are produced in China, and I would like to talk specifically about the city of Shanghai, which is a big city located in China, which has the biggest port of China. So most of these toys or ornaments that are produced in mainland China exit the country through Shanghai and goes all around the world. Another actor which I would like to talk about, it's located in the city of Jiwu in China. Jiwu is a city that it's located also in the eastern part of China, and it's very important because it has a lot of freight forwarders and external offices that help to the international commerce. And the other actor which was mentioned in the lecture was the Hongguang Christmas products. So answering the next question, I also would like to say that the global value chains have several steps and several things that you must do in order to accomplish an export or an import in a proper manner. The first of all, and the first step that you should follow are the design and the production of your merchandise or your product. Then after you already have a product made, you should also start with a marketing strategy in order to attract clients. Once you got these clients, also you can find it via another way. You should start with the distribution of your projects to the final destination in which they are gonna end in order to be sold by the final consumers. And also, while you give a kind of support to the final customer, like quality checks and customer service in order to provide the better quality possible. So now answering the next question, the question number 3. There are several actors that are involved in the global value chains. First of all, I would like to talk about the suppliers, which are the ones that provide the factories with the raw materials and all the products that are the ones that you use the first to create the final merchandise. Also, then I'm going to talk about the producers, which are the ones who create the product in the factories. Then we have the distributors, which are the ones who transport from one place to another, and also they can sell to the final customer, which is another important actor, the one who will buy the final product. And there are also some people which is important as the freight forwarders or people who provide any kind of services, and also the governmental agencies. These are also important because we need to pay taxes and we need to pay certain tariffs in order to export or import our products. So now I'm gonna justify why the Santa workshop is not located in the North Pole and it is instead located in China. There are 4 major reasons why this is true. The first one is that China has historically have lower and cheapest salaries in comparison to other countries, so it's a great opportunity to bigger factories to come to the country and pay less wages. Also, China has a lot of products, so it's very easy to find suppliers for any kind of products. Also, during the last years, we have received a lot of different suppliers, and we have received different manufacturers and freight forwarders. So there's a cluster in China that can help like moving all this merchandise. And last, we have a migration of all the lights and specifically the Christmas light industry from Japan. Japan was the biggest country that produced these lights during the 50s, and now it's China. So it's also a great opportunity to move all the Christmas industry to China. And well, last I will talk about why the small companies are very important and can compete with the large companies. Well, the large companies such as Walmart, that it's the one that is mentioned in the lecture, depends on these small companies that produce and manufacture and distributes all the products, because it's cheaper for Walmart and these bigger companies to offshore all these kind of productions and all these kind of services in order to do not have like all this process by itself and reduce cost. So now, to answer the next question, it's very important to say that Walmart already has like the capabilities to expand itself and to absorb all these little factories and all these little processes that are run by third people, but it will require a huge investment because they will need new factories, new stores, new warehouse, and new people. So they don't will like to spend so much money, and they also will like to continue reducing as much as possible all the possible cost. And in order to do so, it's very important to find the cheapest supplier and the cheapest way to do all these products. And now the best answer to resolve the question about why it's important to subcontract or offshoring all these little process, well, it's because it's the cheapest way to make all this process be done, and it's a great way to reduce a lot of cost. And well, if Walmart will like to decide to have a so long global value chain, they should consider a lot of different risks. The first one is that if they fail in one step, they will cut all the chain, so they will have like this retards and all this shortage of products, so it's very difficult. Instead of if one supplier fails to do one task, nowadays Walmart can have 4 or 5 more suppliers to do the same task. So also they will need a lot of money to complete all the infrastructure process and to contact like all the people that they will need. So there are some of these risks that they should consider before trying to expand all their global business. So the risks that were mentioned in the lecture on the year 2021 were the shutdowns during the pandemic. Also, they talk a little bit about the delays on the supply chain, and also they talk about the relocation of factories to other countries, such as the ones that are located in Latin America and on Southern Asia. And well, also I would like to say that there are many risks that will prevail in 2022 and 2023, such as the relocation of factories in other countries, because now there is a tendency of nearshoring instead of offshoring, which is very important for all the bigger companies. Now, answering the question about the risk of closing the cities, I believe that the vaccination process will help to prevent to do so, but also I believe that the enterprises and the factories must be aware of any change of the trend of the COVID and the pandemic. So now, in order to answer the next following questions, I believe that Walmart should try to expand their supplier catalog in order to have more available options and not to only have one country. Also, I think that ordering earlier will not help to reduce the problem, and it can also cause a bigger problem instead. And well, also I believe that it's very expensive today to start to creating their own factories. So the best possible way to solve all this situation is to force their suppliers to change their factories to Southern Asia or Latin America in order to continue in an cheapest market. So the last question, talk a little bit about the consumption patterns, and I think that it has changed a little bit during the last years. Now the people has least money to spend due to the pandemic and all the economic crisis that we are suffering, and I also believe that this trend is also active in Latin America countries such as Mexico and Colombia. Another trend which I will love to talk a little bit more, it's the one of transparency, because it's very important for the people nowadays to know from which part of the world and what are the methods that are used to produce their products.